What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Tony Mack. A return of the Mack. All those times you said that I love a return. Anyway, how y'all doing this morning, man? And I want to say thank you to each and every last one of y'all that took time out your very important day and very important life to click on my videos and come chill with Tony Mack so I can break down my AFC and NFC championship game picks, y'all. I'm coming here to break them down, who I think gonna win and who I think gonna lose for y'all, who I think you should put your money on, but don't come looking for me because some of my predictions have been wrong this year, like me picking the Houston Texans over the Baltimore Ravens. What was I thinking? I'm glad I ain't put no money on that because I sure would have lost it. I had my heart on it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't want to see Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl, and I felt like that they were gonna be the only team to stop my San Francisco 49ers from winning Super Bowl number 6 because I felt like everybody else in the NFL ain't got a chance against us until I saw the Green Bay Packers come up in there and had me with a half heart attack, probably because of my diet, but also because of watching that game, because for the first 55 minutes of that football game, like Ray Lewis used to always say, football is 60 minutes. 60 minutes. Well, for 55 minutes, the San Francisco 49ers did not look like they was going to win that game, y'all. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous. I was sitting on the sideline like I was a head coach. But we made it out, and we're going on to face the Detroit Lions in an NFC championship game. Now, I'm going to give y'all my predictions and why I believe we're going to stump the Lion out of the Detroit Lions. We're going to make them some big house cats. I'm going to break that down first. I'm going to break that down later. But first, I got to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick, the most talented quarterback the game has ever seen. Mahomes versus Lamar, Superman, without a doubt, going to be MVP Jackson. We got to break that down, man. And if y'all really look at it, right, ain't it funny, like, how, when Cam Newton said there's a difference between a game manager and a game changer. Well, the AFC game and the NFC game is a perfect example of what Cam Newton is talking about. Because if you look at the AFC teams with the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're led by game changers. They're being led by game changers in Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, with Lamar Jackson on that offensive side of the ball. Can y'all name 3 guys on that offense? 3 of them. Matter of fact, give me 2. Give me 2 guys on the Baltimore Ravens offense that you can name that's handling business outside of Lamar Jackson. And that's the reason why he deserves MVP, y'all. Not only are the Ravens the number 1 team in football, not only did Lamar Jackson put up outstanding numbers, look at who did he do it with. He's out there on the field making plays. He's out there on the field when the play breaks down. He's the one getting it done. Same with Pat Mahomes. Outside of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, who on that offense can you name that's helping Pat Mahomes? These guys are game changers. When your system break down, they can change and make plays and make things happen. Now, on the other side of football, the NFC side, we got Mr. Brock Purdy leading the 49ers, and you got Jared Goff leading the Detroit House Cats. I'm sorry, y'all not about to get no love this week. I'm just going to tell you that. The Detroit House Cats are being led by Jared Goff. All right, with that being said, both of these guys are game managers. But that's not saying that's an entirely bad thing. Everybody talking about Cam Newton jealous of Brock Purdy. Cam Newton jealous of this one. Cam Newton mad because he can't get in the game. You sure? He looked mighty happy on them podcasts with his little top hat, looking like the Mad Hatter. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton looked very calm to me. A man that made well over $100 million in the NFL, and he ain't got to worry about being taken down for dear life. Y'all show that Cam Newton is hating on these guys. And let's not to mention, what do they have more than Cam Newton? Brock Purdy never been to a Super Bowl. Jared Goff never won one. Dak Prescott can't even spell Super Bowl the way his game been in the playoffs. So what do they have more than Cam Newton for Cam to be jealous about? That's how crazy that sounds. But even more crazy than that is the fact that he's telling the truth and y'all think he's hating. He's just saying that, hey, some guys are very good at managing the system. sometimes even a game changer, i.e. like a brother like Lamar Jackson, who I like, who does his thing, who deserved to be the MVP. I can't guarantee that you can put him in Kyle Shanahan's system and think he's going to run it as well as Brock Purdy. So with that being said, when they say game manager, get off of which we think the negativity of it is. Listen to what manager mean. This is the person that running things. This is the person that takes the executive orders from the head coach down to him and get on the field and make it work. They manage it. They make it work within the confines of the system. And Brock Purdy has been doing that better than any other quarterback in the league. So, no, it's not a knock against Brock Purdy. It's actually us showing him a little love. Because that's what him and Jared Goff is going to do when they face each other. Now, let's get back to Kansas City and Baltimore because I do owe y'all a prediction. I think Kansas City about to get the upset, y'all. I think Kansas City is going to get the upset. I'm going to make a bold take. Kansas City is coming in there with Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, and Pat Mahomes. And they're going to come in there and handle business. They're going to come in there and handle business. Plus, y'all already know what I feel about the NFL. They don't want Lamar Jackson to hold that Lombardi trophy up. They don't want it. It's three things you cannot be collective in the NFL. Separate, you can be these things, but collectively, there's three things you cannot be. You cannot be great, black, and have swagger. You can't have all three of those. You cannot have all three of those. Doug Williams, he was black, he had swagger, but he wasn't a great quarterback. Russell Wilson, he was great, he was black, but swag was not there. Same with Pat Mahomes. Lack of swagger, 2 Super Bowls. That's all I'm saying. But when you mix all of those combinations together, you're not going to hold up a Super Bowl. I don't make the rules. I'm not calling out the race card. I'm just here to expose it. Because if I think about all of the quarterbacks that I know that were great players, had swagger, and were black, lost the Super Bowl. Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, and Lamar Jackson. You are greater than both of them. You blacker than both of them. And you got more swag than both of them. I'm just going to say it. And you got all three. They not even going to let you sniff a Super Bowl, Jack. I know what's about to happen to you. Baltimore Ravens fans, y'all had a great year. But they going to hold y'all. They going to take it away from you. Pat Mahomes. Excuse me, y'all. Pat Mahomes is going to the Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes going to the Super Bowl. It is what it is. I ain't making it up. It is what it is. Now let's get to the NFC side of the game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got to talk about the 4-9. First of all, good news, y'all. Deebo Samuels is feeling good. He does not have a fracture in his shoulder. He's feeling good. He's not practicing all the way with the team, but they do have him out there doing certain drills and holding the football, and they're saying it don't look like any pain or discomfort coming from Deebo Samuel. So what that spell for the Detroit Lions, he playing, and y'all going home. Y'all going home. First of all, let me say this before I put my predictions out. Let me go on and say this out there. Shout out to the Detroit Lions and what y'all did this year, and shout out to the fans, the city, the state of Michigan. Shout out to y'all, man, because if y'all get an upset over my San Francisco 49ers, I'm going to be pissed and hurt than a motherfucker. I'm going to be crushed. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But y'all are a team that I can root for if y'all actually do make it to the Super Bowl. Y'all have never won a Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions, hell, y'all haven't had anything to be happy about ever since Barry Sanders retired out of the NFL. And then y'all get Calvin Johnson, Megatron, to show y'all some love. Y'all got Matt Stafford, a Hall of Fame quarterback. Y'all had some okay and good years, but never got this close. So if y'all actually get to a Super Bowl, man, as pissed as I'm going to be, I'm still going to root for the Detroit Lions if they make it to the Super Bowl, just because I got to root for cities like that. It's no different than me rooting for the New Orleans Saints when they won their first Super Bowl. For one, ain't no city going to party like New Orleans. You can hang it up. Ain't no city going to party like New Orleans because it ain't even going to be a close number 2. You know what I'm saying? So Detroit, I feel like y'all got the same pain as us New Orleans folks. So, hey, from me to y'all, if y'all make it to the Super Bowl, I'm going to actually try to support y'all, man, even though it's going to hurt in the mug. Now, back to that with that being said, we know Deebo's going to be playing. Not going to lie to y'all, I don't think we're going to use him heavily in the offense. We're not going to use Deebo heavily in the offense because we don't want him to further agitate that shoulder. But him being out there on the field opens up our entire playbook because they're still going to have to account for him. And every time Deebo is in the game, it makes it real easy for who? White Barry Sanders. Yeah, Detroit, y'all had the real Barry Sanders. We got the white Barry Sanders, baby. And he going to be coming through that thing, slicing and dicing and moving and grooving and doing this thing because all his friends was black all his life. That's how he cold like that. And that's my story of him, and I'm sticking to it. With that being said, CMC gonna be out there doing this thing all over that field, so we ain't got nothing to worry about with the offense. And once CMC get going, then you know George Kittle gonna get real nasty. And once George Kittle get going, then Brandon Ayuk gonna win every one-on-one battle. And just to make matters worse, we gonna have our third wide receiver, Jawan Jennings, to come out there and do his thing. Now, we know the offense gonna be well in tune because we look flat against the Green Bay Packers. However, that looks like that came from a little rust. We had 2 weeks off. Brock Purdy had 3 weeks off. But guess what, y'all? He back in motion. And we going to keep it rolling on this train down here. Now, on the defensive side of the game, I'm feeling good knowing we got Armstead back. Kinlaw looking good. Javon Hargrave. Philadelphia Eagle fans, I'm here to tell you, the reason why your team fell off has nothing to do with locker room issues. It has nothing to do with Nick Sirianni. It has everything to do with the fact that y'all let us get Javon Hargrave. And I said it at the beginning of the year. Y'all was going to pay for that. Y'all was number 1 in sacks, almost broke a team sack record with 70-plus sacks. One of the biggest ingredients for why you were able to do that is because Javon Hargrave was on there clogging up problems in that middle so them defensive ends can go in there and do what they do. Then on top of that, Hargrave had double-digit sacks himself, and he a D tackle. That ain't been heard of since Warren Sapp, the great Warren Sapp, I should say. So with Javon Hargrave getting back in 100% because he's been banged up towards the end of the season, I see us doing our thing. Look for Chase Young to finally earn his position on the team. Now, we know we haven't been getting a lot of sacks from Chase Young, probably because he's also on the D-line with Nick Bosa, one of the best defensive linemen in football. So it's hard for me to get a sack, coach, when Bosa beat me to him. You know what I'm saying? But look for Chase Young to get nasty because they're going to try to send everything they can to keep Nick Bosa off of Jared Goff. And one thing, too, 49er fans, we got to look at. I know our defense didn't look too well against the running game against Green Bay, and it didn't look good against the passing game a little bit. Jordan Love was able to find a little bit of success. However, we got to know that Jordan Love is still a fast and mobile quarterback, which gives the 49ers a little bit of trouble. We don't do well against mobile quarterbacks unless they name Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? But with the rest of the quarterbacks, they get down on us. Lamar Jackson is known for embarrassing us from using his legs and getting loose. Kyler Murray is known for using his legs and getting loose. However, pocket quarterbacks that can't get out of that pocket and do nothing, we dominate them. We handle business against them. So San Francisco defense, man, y'all take the running game out of it, they ain't going to have nothing. They do have a great set of wide receivers, but they got a banged up tight end. They got a guard that they got a center, I believe, won't be playing, and they're going with a second-string guard. So we should have no trouble putting some pressure on Jared Goff to go ahead and get this thing done. Detroit Lions, proud of y'all as an organization, proud of y'all as a city. The whole state of Michigan, I'm happy for y'all. But come Sunday, it comes to an end. And that's my prediction. I got Kansas City and San Francisco winning it all and meeting up in the Super Bowl. And if I'm wrong, I'm probably going to sit in the dark. Anyway, y'all, Tony Mack, where it's always real, but it's always love. Peace.